Hello, everybody. This is ICT, and I'm done with the CBT. Just finished it, beat the game, got to Warrior, and I'm just gonna give my opinions and thoughts about the game now that I've actually sat down and played it because this was my first time playing it. I was super excited that I got in because I really didn't think I was gonna get in. For the Street Fighter 6 beta, I had to buy codes off people, right? But in this one, I made one account and I thought about making more and trying to put in a shit ton of accounts to try and get it. And I put one in, and I was just like, I'm too lazy to do everything else. And I fucking got it. So I was super thrilled about that. So I'm going to start with the good about what I liked about the Tekken 8 beta, and then go on to the bad, right? And the first thing that was good was the presentation. The game looked good. The game looked so fucking good. And as soon as I went in, I was like, wow, this game looks good. My PC was not fucking handling it, though. And everything's set on default to high. Right, and I turned all that shit down to low and medium, and the game still looked great, and it ran great too. I put texture quality, shadowing, light, all the really intensive shit on low, and then everything else on medium. Trying to make it look poopy so my shit could run it. And it still looked fucking amazing. It looked better than Tekken 7. Usually most games like Street Fighter and whatnot, you put that shit on low, you can see every individual pixel. It looks raw. It looks fucking rancid. Right, but this game, it looked good, and they finally have actual win screens where it's you'll get the win, and then when it ends, it freezes and is you win shit, right? And it looks nice. Before it was fucking gross. You would go in, you'd get the win screen thing, and they would just freeze on a random frame. And if you try to skip it, it would also freeze on a random frame, and it always looked awful. The game was very janky. Now there's actually a fucking back button in the character select, which I don't know why that wasn't there from the get-go, but it's there now. And Tekken has finally joined everyone else in the 21st century, and has given us actual good fucking training mode tools, like a normal fucking input system on the side of the screen. Right? Before it was they put it on the bottom of the screen, and it wouldn't tell you frames or anything. But now it's like Street Fighter 6 or any other normal fucking game where it tells you the frames, or I guess basically just Street Fighter, where it tells you all the frames and shit in between each input, which is so helpful for Tekken with how much frame type bullshit and all that that you need to do. So that's so nice. They finally had that, and the frame data counter just comes in straight. They don't hide it or anything, and I mean, you can actually use the training mode, like a training mode, when you're waiting for a game, which is so nice. Before, you just get the scuff training mode, where it's all you can do is counter hit and rage on. That was it. So it's pretty much all you can do is practice combos. But now you can test block, frame data, all that shit. So that is so good. So many quality of life changes that are super helpful.
Oh, and they also have a normal rank system now, like every other game, instead of the scary Tekken rank system.
Other things that I liked is, I guess, the music. The music was also good. People are shitting on the music, during the first CBT, and I really don't know why. Actually, I think I know why, but I like the music. All the music I thought was pretty good, except for the character select screen is awful. The fucking it's not horrible. It's not the worst fucking song ever, but I don't want to listen to that every time on the character select. If it was a stage theme, I wouldn't mind. Right, but it's not. It's the fucking character select screen, which you're always going to have to hear. But the menu theme's a banger. That abandoned temple map, that theme's great. The Azucena map, the llama farm or whatever the fuck, that theme's great as well. Azucena, I'll talk about her. My impressions of her. I did not play her because I don't like to just play a character without having a flowchart and knowing what the fuck I'm doing and knowing my moves first. And it was impossible to try absolutely fucking anything in training mode, right? I go into training mode, and I got 5 seconds in between. It found matches so fucking fast, it was absolutely irritating, right? I would go in, it would be get ready for the next challenger, or whatever the fuck it says, to try and connect, and I'd be no, I'm trying to test shit right now. And then I'd do it again, no, I'm trying to test shit right now. 5 seconds in between, not even 5 seconds, another fucking match. I couldn't test shit. I'm okay, let me test, 1-2, 1-2. Let me test 2-1, 2-1. Get ready for the next no. And it's I couldn't test jack shit in this, right? I was finding matches so fucking quickly, it wasn't even funny. So I just stuck with, what I'm used to, what I know, and that's Bryan. I just played Bryan the whole beta. If they had Dragunov, I would have played him, but I don't know how to play anyone else on this roster. And I guess I could play Harang, but I don't like Harang. But they only had 3 new characters, which were Feng, Raiden, and Azucena, right? And Azucena, when I first saw her, I was thinking, she's gonna be like Harang or something, right? A very pressure vortex, never let you go, kind of like aggressive character, right? That just sticks to you like glue. Spoiler warning: everyone sticks to you like glue. So I was thinking she was gonna be like very much like Harang with like some evasive like parries and stances and whatnot. But as I started to fight her more, I started to think more like she was like Dragunov, weirdly enough. And what made me thought that is I think her big weakness is lows, right? Her lows don't seem that great. She has this one move that reminds me a lot of Dragunov's down 4-4. Or is it down forward 4-4? I don't fucking remember. I don't give a shit. No, it's down 4-4. It's down 4-4. And her lows don't seem to be all that amazing. Outside of in one of her stances, I think it's her back turn, she gets a hatchet kick, which it's like that's all right. It's 19 frames plus 4, I believe, but it's locked behind a stance, right? And at first I thought she had a complete throw game, a bit like Dragu, right? But no, it's her throws are a lot weirder than that. So she has like a Heaven's Gate tackle kind of move like Kazuya or Paul, except for and I mean it's what you'd expect. It's basically just that. It's just goes straight into tackle. She has to be in full crouch for it though, which is kind of weird. And her throws, like I said, I thought she had a complete throw game. She does not. It's so much different than that. She has this throw where she like goes to your ankle, and then she like I think she goes north and south on you or some bullshit, and like chokes you out with her ass. Which I was getting hit with that. I'm like, what's the throw break for that? I was going 1, I was going 2, I was going 1+2. I'm like, am I stupid? Am I not breaking this throw? And then I look on the moves list, trying out Azucena, and it's unbreakable. But the gimmick is when you're crouching, you hit her, right? You basically auto break the throw if you're crouching. And I'll put footage up on it because I got it once, and like Bryan just like fucking kicks her upside the head when she like goes in for his legs. And it's like, oh, that's a neat gimmick. But the other thing is if you go into crouch, she has another throw that hits you from crouching, like a mid throw. It can only hit crouching opponents, which I thought was super cool. So it's kind of strange. I don't know how good it is. I don't think it's going to be that amazing. But I guess that's like basically her low. Like I said, I'm thinking she reminds me now more of a character like Negan or Miguel, where she more or less is going to play a basic fundamentals-based game plan and then go into stance and then mix you up with like hatchet kick and launchers and shit. All right. But honestly, I don't think she's really... I thought about playing her, but I honestly don't think she's my kind of character. But she definitely doesn't hurt the roster. I definitely did not hate fighting her. She definitely wasn't cancer, and she has stuff. She's not like the Tekken 7 characters like Katarina and Shaheen and stuff, where it's just like... and Claudio, where they're just like very basic white bread ass motherfuckers. She has stuff, she's got personality, and she's definitely a welcome addition to the roster. I don't hate her. Other than that, what else did I like? Fucking nothing. I am not a fan of the heat. The game feels relatively the same. Frame data is for most things unchanged. I'll start with character specific stuff. And actually, no, fuck that. I'll start with the heat. I'll start with the heat because it's easier to explain stuff, right? So I got a better understanding of the heat, and I streamed this game on Friday, and then I played more on Saturday, right? I was just, playing game. I played like 8 hours on Saturday, like a lot of fucking time. I played from like 8 to like 4 in the fucking morning, and I got to get used to the heat system and how it worked better. And it's really stupid. It's as stupid as you think it is. Heat isn't too terrible. I don't hate it too much, but it makes it like there's so many plus frames that just go around. Like motherfuckers are just constantly up your ass, right? Constantly up your ass because you get that heat engager or whatever, and then they don't let you go. With the heat smash, and usually characters get a lot of corny ass shit from heat. They're just like instantly plus right in your face, corny ass shit from heat, and the heat smash, which like pretty much every single one, I believe every heat smash is plus, except for I guess the lows, like Kazuya's and Paul's are lows. So motherfuckers are just glued to your ass, dude, and it's so obnoxious. It's so fucking obnoxious, and you can do so much damage with heat, and the chip is insane as well with certain characters, right? So I don't know if it's every character. I think it is. I think it's every character, but I know it's Bryan and Harangue do chip on every single move when in heat. And Harangue, it's really fucking stupid, right? Because you know how Harangue, you know how Harangue is, right? So he just throws bullshit out, just normal Harangue shit, and and you can just block it, right? Just block it, and it just does a shit ton of fucking chip, an unreasonable amount of chip, right? And it's like you can lose half your fucking health, and especially because the bar heat does not go down when hitting a person on block, and it regens when hitting someone on hit. So it's like you can see how that goes, right? So it's like Harangue was definitely the biggest like combat character out of anyone with the heat system, because it's like I can't tell you how many games it's like I'm winning against this Harangue and he's got like no fucking neutral. He has no idea what he's doing. He just does the fucking I forget what it's called. It's not heat engager. Heat burst, I believe. I'm gonna call it heat burst because that's basically what it is. He does the fucking heat burst, boom, whatever, and then he just fucking throws shit out, and you think you have a health bar, but you don't. Right? Now you're sitting at, the sliver of a health, and it's like against a fucking, 50-50 machine, down 3-4 goofy ass motherfucker. It's not an ideal position. So it's like you can't activate heat before Harangue, right? Because you need that heat to regen your gray life, and you need that fucking heat burst to get him off you. So it's like if you're fighting Harangue, you can't activate heat before him, or he's just gonna fuck you up with his heat, right? Which is so stupid. Other than that, Harangue's not that bad. He's more or less the same as he's ever been, and that's for most characters. Pretty much every character is roughly the same. Feels the same to fight, not too different. Frame data isn't changed all too much, and it still does feel like Tekken, except for the heat is corny as fuck, right? So it's like, motherfuckers, you can't get them off your ass unless you heat burst, right? Which is so stupid. I really don't like that. I really, really, really don't like that fact of the game, and it feels like Street Fighter 6 in this aspect, right? It feels a lot like Street Fighter 6, where it's like Street Fighter 6, you can't get a motherfucker off your ass because everything gives OD. Drive rush, just plus frames all fucking day, and the only way to really get someone off your ass and stop them from just snowballing all over you is to, reversal, right? And this game, it feels more or less the same. Right? People are glued to your ass until you die, and the only way to get them off you is, power crush, heat burst, and all that bullshit, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like that, and I knew the game was going to be like that from like when they first announced it and stuff, and Harada was like, get aggressive, and we're giving everyone a easily accessible power crush and bullshit, which is like, I don't like that. But yeah, I don't know. Harangue is goofy as fucking heat, but other than that, he's not that bad. He's relatively still the same, more or less. And I can say that for most characters. Most characters, they're basically the same as they've ever been, right? A lot of characters have the same frame data, same kind of stuff they do, except for certain characters. A lot of characters, they removed a lot of launchers and counter hit launchers, which I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Playing Tekken 7, right? So many fucking launchers. Everything fucking launches you, and it's because like every game, they're like, oh, we're gonna make these guys, give them something new and shit. And it's like, give them a fucking launcher. Why not? And they just keep adding more launchers, more goofy ass shit, and at some point it's too much. Everything fucking launchers, and so many motherfuckers just trying to get you with goofy ass launchers. So they reduce them, which I don't hate. The issue is, and this is where I'm gonna get very, very opinionated, right? This is where I'm gonna get give a whole IMO and lose my shit here, right? Because I'm a Bryan man, and they removed so much shit, and I'm sure they removed plenty of launchers. Like I know they removed a launcher from Harangue, I believe back 1+2. They removed that as a counter hit launch. I think it just goes and they like kind of stagger when they get hit by it. But Bryan, they removed so much shit, and like I'm gonna start with like, and I can't fucking stand what they did to Bryan. It's really bad. It's really fucking bad. I'm gonna start with like the most minor shit, which is like sidestep 1 doesn't launch anymore. That move is fucking worthless now. Sidestep 1, if you don't know, is like he sidesteps and does this big armbar, and normally it launches, right? They go into like this crumple and they go, ugh. And it's a high, it's like 18 frames or some shit, something kind of sluggish, and it's pretty big. It's a decent size, right? The thing is now it doesn't launch. And it was a normal hit launcher before. So Bryan already doesn't have the best sidestep in the game. His sidestep is often, subpar. And this gave him a good reason to sidestep you, right? If he stepped you, boom, he's knocking your head straight off. But now it's like, without sidestep 1, it's struggle, right? Now he just gets plus frames, he's at plus 6 or something, and even on counter hit, it doesn't do jack shit. On counter hit, it knocks him down a bit, and he's plus 15, so he can get like a guaranteed like forward 2-1-4, forward 2-1-2-3 or whatever if he has the stonks. But it's really not rewarding for such a mediocre ass move. That move is not the shit. But it's like, I can live with it. I really think they should at least make it launch on counter hit, man. Because it's worthless. There's not enough reward for it, and it doesn't do jack shit. Right? It should at least launch on counter hit, but I can live with it. The thing is they did a shit ton of other stuff to him. Right? Let's start with 3+4. 3+4 no longer knocks down on a normal hit. It's still counter hit launch, so that's nice. It's still relatively the same. However, it not knocking down on normal hit is pretty fucking big. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you actually play it, it's a lot. It's livable. It doesn't make the move unusable, but it really does suck, right? Because normally, especially in the corner, he wants to make space with that move. He wants to push you around with that move. He wants to bully the shit out of you with that move. And if he gets it on normal hit, it knocks down and he can run up and slap his cock on your chin, right? He can get really close, get Oki, and Bryan is scary with Oki, right? Especially in the corner, it's very scary. I like to use it, and a lot of Bryans like to use it, abuse the shit out of it in the corner, because it pushes him back and still keeps you in the corner, and from that range, he can still hatchet kick you, he can still do all kinds of bullshit, he can still hit you with back 1, and he can still 3+4, and he can keep pushing you and keeping you in that corner and bully the shit out of you with 3+4, and if you ever get hit by it, like oftentimes I would meaty with 3+4 in the corner, and you get hit by it, I get Oki, right? So meaning it isn't too bad, because 3+4 knocks me back, half screen, I can still fuck with you with hatchet kick. And if you get hit by it, Oki time. But now you don't have that, right? And I can't create space as well as I normally can, because on normal hit, I don't get too much different from just block, right? It's still worth, because you still get that counter hit. The counter hit is still as juicy as it ever was. But it fucking sucks. It sucks. But I can live with it. I can still live with that. It's not too bad. I get it. Too many launchers, too much shit knocking down. Keep them standing upright. Fine, I can live with it. But what I can't fucking live with is the shit they did to Mach Punch and Northern Cross. Those moves are unfucking usable. Those moves are so fucking bad, it's not even funny. I'm gonna start with Mach Punch, because I'm going from a list of most livable to least livable, right? And Mach Punch is fuck, dude, they removed the armor from it. Why? At first, I didn't notice it. I didn't fucking notice it. I was playing the game, and I'm fucking Mach Punch, and then I'm getting snuffed all the fucking time. And I'm am I doing too early? Are they hitting me too late? What is happening? I'm never getting this fucking armor. And then I realize, oh shit! It doesn't have armor! Which is so fucking bad. It is so fucking bad. Right? There's no power crush property to it. And it's so fucking bad. It's so fucking bad. It's not funny. It's really not funny. This shit hurts Bryan so much. It hurts Bryan so much. And it's it's a heat engager now. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. And I'll get to the heat engager part in a second, because it's stupid and dumb, right? Mach Punch is worthless. Mach Punch isn't great. It's a linear fucking high, right? That is -9, pushes them back, and is likely going to get you killed more times than it doesn't, right? But the benefit of it is, you can't. It stops motherfuckers from running up and doing stupid shit. Running up and doing wall ring 2s or, fucking wall ring 3s and all that shit, right? And it makes space like a motherfucker. But now it's it doesn't do a whole lot. It's a linear fucking high that's, not very good. So it's just it's not very rewarding. And it's, like I said, it doesn't do a whole lot, except for, it's a heat engager. So it's useful for whiff punishing, but outside of that, I'm not going to use that shit. It's good for whiff punishing and punishment, right? If you can get back 4 into forward 2, that's dope, right? Then you get the heat engager, you run your shit. But in neutral, it's fucking worthless. It's fucking worthless. No armor, no bullshit. It's not great. It's not great. Its only use is that it is a heat engager. That is it. And I'll get to that in a second. But the big thing is like, oh, the alternative, I guess, because he's got a new power crush, which is now his forward 1+2, which before this move wasn't phenomenal. It's like 23 frames, something fucking long. And it's retardedly linear. And before it was like +8, right? It's a +8 high, leaves him point blank, stupid linear. But it wasn't a power crush. Now it is a power crush. I believe it's -6 now because a plus power crush is fucking retarded. That would never happen. But it's not the same. It really is not the same as Mach Punch. It's bad. It's bad, dude. Still just as linear. It's not nearly as quick. And you're -6 or some shit. But the thing is it still has like the same amount of pushback. So you're pretty much point blank. You're just putting yourself in a guess there. So it's like its only benefit is that it's a power crush. But it's like, even then, it's still fucking terrible. Because it's so fucking high. Like, shit that should not evade, still evades. Because he hits, like, above their head. It's goofy how high he hits that elbow. But he's bad. It's not very great. And it's too long. You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't get that benefit that Mach Punch does, where you can do it from, forward, from a dash. You just forward 2, and it's quick. It's 13 frames. This one, I'm actually not sure how quick it is. I think it's like 19 to 22, some shit like that. It's somewhere there. Slow as fuck. And it's unrewarding as fuck as well. It doesn't create space at all, and I don't know why they did that. I really don't know why they fucking did that. And it's not a good alternative. It's not a good alternative. So Mach Punch is just not there. He doesn't have that way to just keep you from running in and doing corny shit, right? Or not as well, right? Because Mach Punch is a good fucking move, but no power crush, it's horrible. And it's like, well, it's a heat engager. It's his new heat engager. You're gonna use it that way, which is like, yeah, that's fine. But the problem is, it's a fucking high. It's a fucking high. And when you got characters like Jin and Kazuya who have like Demon's Paw and shit. Why the fuck? Like, their shit is literally the same, except for it's a fucking mid. Like, Jin's Demon's Paw is a heat engager as well. And it's like, mine is the same, except for it gets me fucking killed. Like there's no risk to theirs. There's no fucking risk to theirs. But it's like, mine, it's just like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. But it's like, whatever. C'est la vie. It is what it is. But the fucking one I can't fucking live with is Northern Cross. What they did to Northern Cross is so fucking stupid. Northern Cross no longer bounds on counter hit. Doesn't do jack shit on counter hit. They get counter hit, nothing at fucking all. Which is so stupid. So stupid, and really hurts the character so fucking much. Because there's nothing in the way of really stopping the enemy from running up and doing 1-2. Or, down 1, or whatever, quick mid check or whatever, especially because Mach Punch is gone. That whole part of his keep out is not there. His keep out is defined by 5 moves. 3+4 is his basic keep out to a big ass kick, knocks him away, right? Orbital stops people from running up and doing lows, right? Mach Punch stops people from running up and doing a big move, like a wall running 2 or a wall running 3 or something like that, right? Something big plus, I don't want to play neutral kind of move, right? And then you got Northern Cross. And then you got, Mach Kick, which stops people from sidestepping, trying to sidestep Mach Punch or 3+4. And then your final move is, all of those are beaten by run up 1-2. Unless you're, like, really quick. Unless you're, like, 3+4ing, like, fucking preemptively. But that shit's gonna get you whiff punished, right? So it's like, Northern Cross is, in my opinion, is probably Bryan's best keep-out tool, or even second best keep-out tool, right behind 3+4. Northern Cross is so fucking important for Bryan. Is so fucking important. And without that counter hit, there's no reward there. It's -10 now, which I believe before it was -12. Which, whenever I say, keep in mind, whenever I say I believe or I think, I'm not sure. So if you fact check me on this shit and I'm wrong, I'm not to blame, right? So don't trust me as a source whenever I say I believe. But yes, I believe it is normally -12, and now it is -10, so it's like less punishable or something. But I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. Northern Cross not bounding really hurts the character in so many ways, it's not even funny. And with the combination of Mach Punch not working, because if you're not going to use Northern Cross, his next best thing to 2 or something like that, his next best thing, guess what it is? It's fucking Mach Punch! But now I don't have that. Oh, you expect me to fucking forward 1+2? Go eat a dick. Go eat a fucking dick. That shit is so slow, it's gonna get me killed. And it's not like it's not good. It's not good. And it's like the reason I guess they bound like forward 1+2 and all that shit and all these corny ass moves to this is like I think they want, they want you to power crush. Motherfuckers are glued to your ass and they want you to power crush, get aggressive and all that shit. Neutral is fucking stupid. It's the year 2023. If you're playing neutral, you're a bitch, right? They want you to power crush like a motherfucker. So Bryan doesn't have an easily accessible power crush. That's one of the things of Bryan. Bryan has very few panic moves. Bryan doesn't have panic moves, right? He doesn't have a lot of evasive moves. His best things are like maybe down back 3 and I guess Snake Edge, which Snake Edge, if you're Snake Edging as a panic move, it's probably going to get you killed more times than it doesn't. But he doesn't really have a whole lot of panic moves. And he has no accessible power crushes because he has Mach Punch, which goes from forward 2. He can't just throw out forward 2 point blank while under pressure, right? But now he has forward 1+2, which you can just do, right? But it's like this is so stupid. This is so fucking stupid. And I don't know where they're going with this. But yeah, Northern Cross, like this is bad. This is so, if they better change this shit. The other stuff, sidestep 1, 3+4, I can live with that shit. Everything else I can live with that shit. But Northern Cross not working is horrible. Mach Punch is a dead fucking move. Northern Cross is a dead fucking move. Sidestep 1 is a dead fucking move. Those moves are absolutely dog shit and worthless. And something needs to, like, Northern Cross can't be like this, bro. I'm not playing Bryan if Northern Cross doesn't fucking work. And other than that, he really got no benefits. Other than, I guess, the heat system, his fucking 3+4 into 2, his follow-up from 3+4, both of them are fucking good. They're pretty fucking good, his follow-up from 3+4. But other than that, he really didn't get a whole lot. He has his sidestep 1 is alright. And it's a pretty good heat engager. It's probably the heat engager I use the most. And it's -5. It's a mid-high, -5. Knocks him half fucking screen. Natural hit combo. Goes fucking a lot more than you'd think it would. It's pretty fucking big. The elbow especially. Right? So it's a very good whiff punish from sidestep. Goes into heat engager. It was definitely my most used heat engager. But it really is only a matter of time. I give it a month. I give it within a month of the game's release. Every time someone sees you do 2, they just duck and your ass is getting launched for the 1, right? That shit is not going to work for too long. But, I mean, I'm having fun while it still lasts, and I can just go sidestep 2-1, and, I'm just -5, and they're knocked half screen, and then I 3+4, and they get fucking counter hit launched. I'm still having fun with that, but that's not going to work. Like, I fought 2 people that duck that every single fucking time, and it's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't use that move. But it's only going to go so far. I give it a month. Within the game's release, nobody's ever going to get hit by that shit. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for Bryan. His extension off the 3+4 is really good. That's definitely the only real boon he's got here. And probably the best part about him so far. With wall splats, you can just fuck them up off the wall splat, and you can hold it, and it's like a Falcon Room where a wall splat unblockable at the wall. The holding it's worthless outside of the wall. I never hit a single person with it outside of the wall, and it's such a big gap. It's so easy to interrupt. But yeah, the 3+4 1, and it's a mid. It's -1 on block, and it's like there's no escaping it if he just goes 3+4 not 1 3+4 2. So that is very good, and I do like that a lot. So yeah, in heat, he's really good. In heat, that is very good. But other than that, I don't have much else to say from Bryan. I just don't think he's eating that well. I think his counter hitting capability is hurt a lot, and his keep out is hurt a lot as well, which I think is a thing that every character's is hurt. Every character's keep out, every character's counter hit is hurt. But the issue is all Bryan fucking has is counter hitting and keep out. He doesn't do anything else. He's dog shit at literally everything else. He does 2 fucking things. Counter hit and keep out, right? But it's like all the other characters, yeah, they're missing some counter hits. Yeah, their keep out might suck more because of heat, but it's like King still fucking throws you with corny ass grabs, right? Harangue still does corny ass harangue shit. Kazuya still 50-50s you, and Jin is still fucking stupid, right? All these characters still do what they fucking do. But it's like Bryan gets hurt, and his keep out it's mainly the Northern Cross is the worst one. Northern Cross, not Northern Crossing. Undo that shit right fucking now. But yeah, I'm just gonna play Jin. I'm just gonna play fucking Jin. If Bryan is like this on launch. And speaking of Jin, that character is so fucking dumb. That character is so stupid. It's not even funny. He is so stupid. You can tell he's the protagonist just by fighting him. He was by far the most broken character I fought in the beta. He's pretty much just as good as he's ever been. He's got, all his shit and, more. He's got some Devil Jin moves too. But his stupidest thing, his most egregious thing that needs to be fucking changed is for no goddamn reason, no reason at all, they gave him Dragunov's down 2, right? And it's like just as evasive as Dragunov's down 2, except for get this, bro. It's so fucking stupid. It goes like noticeably farther than Dragunov's down 2, and it's +4 on hit. +4 on hit. Keep in mind, Dragunov's down 2 is 0 on hit. And on counter hit, it fucking bounds. But Northern Cross can't bound on counter hit. No. That's too fucking strong. That's too strong for Northern Cross to bound on counter hit. But fucking evasive low, that's what, 22 frames? That is +4 on hit? Yeah, that can fucking bound on counter hit. And OTGs as well, because he needs that. He's a really weak character without it. Yeah, no, he's fucking stupid. He's just straight up better and just straight up does like more damage. Like the damage is all over the place as well. That's another thing I need to mention, is the damage is so fucking random. And most of this is because of the beta, but the damage is very fucking random. Some shit just does an obscene amounts of damage for no reason, and some shit just does no fucking damage, right? Like some characters do noticeably like less damage and are like a lot more scaled and shit. And some characters, it's like no scaling, still does like Tekken 7 levels of damage or higher. Characters like Jin, and Lily did a shit ton of fucking damage for no reason. And like Bryan, Fang, Paul, I noticed, didn't do all too much, right? They had like reduced damage. And some of it's kind of like fucky-wucky. Like Bryan, he didn't do too much damage because most of his shit had a lot of scaling, but like when he got that fucking wall splat, he just did a retarded amount of damage. He literally just did like 50%. It was like just random. Like I swear to God, they just rolled dice on how much damage shit did. Bryan would literally get you at the wall, do like forward 2-1, 2-3, or forward 2-1, 4, or fucking like the new Bloody War thing, the fucking up forward 2-2-2-2-2-3 or whatever, and that shit literally just like added an extra like 30 damage, and it's like, why exactly? Other than that, he did like normal damage, but like Jin, there was like no point where Jin just did normal fucking damage, and he was just good at everything, and like his only real problem Jin's pretty much ever had is like maybe range issues, especially on his lows. His health sweep kind of stubby. Down 4, kind of stubby. He has some range issues on lows, maybe some range issues in general, except for forward 4 is fucking forward 4. So it's like he has range. If you can say he has a weakness, it's range issues. The thing is now because of his new down 2, range issues, not even a problem. That fucking down 2 is stupid. If you don't like Dragunov's down 2, this shit is so much worse. And especially because they're going to have Dragunov in this game. If they have fucking Dragunov, right, and his down 2 is still the same, where it's 0 on hit, I'm going to lose my shit, right? That is so fucking stupid. Jin is way too fucking over-2'd, and not to mention, his heat smash is literally just better than everyone else's. Everyone else's does maybe like 45 to 50-ish damage, right? Normal fucking damage. His heat smash, 65 fucking damage. It literally just does more damage than every other character's for no goddamn reason. And pretty much every heat smash is a mid, except for, as far as I can tell, except for Kazuya and Paul's are lows, right? And most heat smashes are like dive kick kind of things. They're like jump up and boom, and they're plus as well. And at first I was like, okay, Jin does a shit ton of damage, but it's like his isn't plus maybe. It's fine if his isn't plus, or he doesn't get a mix up after it or anything. But no. He fucking does it, and on block, he does a fucking wave dash after it that's built in. It's literally built in, and he's +3. He's +3. Why? Why did they feel the need to fucking do that? And it's like, and he does like just shit ton more. Like Bryan does like, I think 48 damage off his heat smash raw. Him, 65, no fucking reason. Same shit, no fucking reason. And it's like the only thing I can imagine is like Azucena, Bryan's, Fangs, Lars, all of those ones, they do like a big hop and shit, right? So like they can go over lows, right? They crush lows when they do that. But Jins, he doesn't jump or anything when he does that. So it's like, oh, I guess that's the reason for the like 20 extra fucking damage. Except for no, that's fucking not. Because Harangue's, he does not jump at all either. And his does like 51, right? Which is still a little bit more, but like, I don't know. Which I'm fine with him having extra damage, but he shouldn't be plus. And honestly, I'm not even fine with being plus in general. I don't think these heat smashes should be plus at all. I think they should just, if they're going to be plus, they should knock their ass full screen just like the heat burst. So it's like, I don't fucking know. Change that shit. Fucking change that shit. It's so fucking stupid. Jin is literally just stronger for the sake of being stronger, for no fucking reason. He's just better. His character is just way too overtuned. Other than that, as far as characters go, I really don't have a lot else to say. I didn't fight. Pretty much, like I said, every character really feels more or less the same. And I honestly didn't get that much of a widespread. Like, I fought no Zhao Yus, and I fought, like, no Leroys. I didn't fight a single Leroy. And I fought one Raven. And he played as Ravens do, where they just, like, don't want to fucking engage you and get the smallest life lead known to man, and then stall you out, try to stall you out at, like, 50 seconds left. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? So that was the only Raven I fought. I didn't fight a single other Raven the entire time. It was like the same, like, 6-ish characters. It was like Kazuya, Jin, a lot of Bryans, Kings, Azucenas. There was a shit ton of Azucenas because everyone was wanting to try her. And then I fought a lot of Larses as well. And then I guess there was a decent amount of things. Not too many, though. Not too many things. But yeah, like, everything else, I didn't fight too much of anything else. But like I said, most of the characters are pretty much the same, except for Kazuya is stupid in Heat. He's pretty normal. But in Heat, he's just goofy. In Heat, he just is goofy, right? His Hell Sweep does like 40% damage, and his Heat Smash is like a fucking demo man, and it just has like goes full screen. It has a lot more range than you think it would, and it is so easy for him to rob you. Like, taking lows when he's in Heat is not an option. You take 2 lows, you're in guess for game. If you take 2 lows, he goes Hell Sweeps and then demo mans you right afterwards, you're guessing for game. I don't give a shit what health you're at. It's wow. Other than that, Kazuya he's just like, he's Kazuya. I don't feel like he's that different. I think the Kurai has been changed, but I don't know. But yeah, that's my impressions. I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled. It doesn't feel too different from Tekken 8, except for there's the heat system, and the heat system just makes it where they're glued to your ass, and the only way to get them off you is Power Crush, which I'm not a fan of. That's pretty much the exact my biggest problem with Street Fighter 6, and I don't play Street Fighter 6 anymore. I haven't even touched the game since Rashid came out. I haven't even played Rashid. I haven't even seen Rashid. I haven't seen Aki. I haven't even touched the game at fucking all. And this game feels more or less the same. Motherfuckers are just glued to your ass. The only way to get them off is reversal / Power Crush. Same shit. Same exact shit. And I'm not a fan. I don't... Honestly, if the game's going to be like this, I'm excusing the goofy amounts of damage, because like I said, the damage is all over the place. The damage feels very random. But it's a beta, right? They're trying to still figure out all this shit. But I'm excusing all of that. But if the game's going to be like this on launch, I'm going to play it for like a month, and then I'm probably not going to play it anymore, because I'm not having as much fun as I really should. Because it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. The just plus frames on demands, and what do you do about it? Oh, Power Crush. It's fucking dumb. And you're still as sluggish as Tekken 7, if not more. And if they're gonna make it where motherfuckers are glued to your ass, give us good fucking movement speed back. Give us, let us fucking backdash shit and be able to get away. But no. It's just, they want you to scramble. They want you to fucking just throw hands and Power Crush. And I can't tell you how many interactions it was where it's like, you be pressuring a guy, he fucking heat bursts, or, they'll be pressuring you heat burst. And what do? You heat burst back to keep the momentum. Because that's honestly the best thing to do. Is they heat, and there's nothing you can do about heat burst. If you're in the range, you're in the range, man. There isn't jack shit you can do about heat burst. It's so many fucking times, so many scenarios. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. There's no sidestepping it. There's no doing jack shit about it. It goes through Power Crush. It goes through everything. There's no stopping it. You just heat burst, boom. You can snuff it, but that's just to stop them from just like doing it in between strings and shit. But anyway, that's it. That's really all I have to say. I'm not too thrilled so far. As much as I did, I was trying to keep an open mind. I didn't want to say this game was dog shit. I didn't want to say this game was bad. But I really have a lot of the same complaints I was having about Street Fighter 6, and that's concerning. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of sad that a lot of fighting games have gone this direction, where it's like, and same thing with Guilty Gear, just trying to just do stupid fucking shit to captivate some imaginary audience that wants to get aggressive. But I don't fucking know. At this rate, I don't see myself playing fighting games in like a year. In like a fucking year, I don't see myself playing fighting games, because this shit is just stupid. But it's a beta. We'll see. Anyway, that's it.